Okay, I'm here with Pedro. He's my partner on the hotel deal. We're gonna jump in the car, go out to the hotel, walk the site, talk about it. On the way, we're gonna be running through numbers and really break down this deal. So let's go. Pedro, let's kill it.
Let's go.
So this here is going to be the lobby. You can see there's lots of stuff here. It's in the middle of rehab. And we'll have like what, Pedro, like kind of a front counter?
Yeah, so I think we're going to do the front counter over there.
Okay.
That's the idea for now, kind of a seating area, maybe a desk type of thing.
Maybe a little business center or something.
Yep.
But the idea here is like keyless entry, so everyone will have like keypads on the doors.
Yep.
So there's not going to be card swiping or any of that. Yeah, so we come in here, lobby area, and then we'll follow up these stairs. And kind of the idea here is we want to make it, we call it like Instagrammable or Instagram worthy. But the goal here is to make this something that everyone's going to remember, take pictures of, and try to get like a viral effect so that it'll naturally just market itself. So tell me your idea with the wall here.
So the vision of this project is inspired by Alice in the Wonderland. So it's really cool because this building fits the theme where you kind of got like what level am I on, and you know, it's kind of mystery. But the cool thing about right here is we're going to put a big mirror, and then on this wall over here is going to be the looking glass written in reverse or backwards. And so when you're looking in this mirror, you'll see the looking glass.
So everyone will see it as they're coming in.
Correct.
Because you got to go left or right to get into the units.
Yeah.
So things like that, we're going to try to really make it kind of pop, be unique, be kind of special.
Right.
So we'll show some other ideas, but if we go this way, we come up to like the main.
There's like little rabbits from Alice in the Wonderland. So we'll have like a rabbit mural on walking up the stairs.
On this wall?
Yeah, kind of walking up the stairs right here.
Yeah.
Things like that we're going to just add.
And then right here, this is kind of like what would you call this area here? Just an open space?
So this would be like a courtyard. The reason they have these historically in Puerto Rico is because of airflow. Back in the day, they didn't have ACs and things like that. And so this would allow for airflow through the units. You'd open your windows and whatnot. So now what we're going to be able to do is we're going to create like a calm, chill, kind of speakeasy lounge area, courtyard area. You'd have a couple swings in here, beautiful plants like monsteras and things like that. And then the way we got the name is through the looking glass. So if you look up through the ceiling, there'll be a glass up atop, and you'll be able to see, through the ceiling, and there'll be a glass ceiling. This will all be AC'd, and you'll be able to see through the night. So
we want to make this a hangout spot. You can see the stars, or you can see right through the ceiling.
Right.
This wall, we've got a bunch of cool ideas because it's this whole canvas here to do stuff with.
Yeah, and so what's cool about this place is our target market is a younger demographic. So we, year one, we can go with a cool neon paint with LED lights and things like that all the way up. And so when you're on the rooftop and you look in, you'll be able to see this, or you're hanging out in here, you got this really cool funky thing. But the other thing you can do is like a plant wall or like a rock climbing wall or things like that. That would be kind of funky and cool.
Yeah, and those are things that people are going to remember, kind of clean.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the idea. And the mural, kind of the bright colors and the mural paintings, it's like a really popular Puerto Rico thing.
Right, and especially in this area, because we're in the art district of Puerto Rico, which is Ponce de Leon. It's really creative food, creative artists, art museums up and down this way. So this is like the art district of Puerto Rico.
And the idea here would be that people were 10 minutes from the airport. They're probably not going to do a car rental. They'll do an Uber here, and then they can just, like, nightlife is all here. Beaches are minutes away.
Yeah.
So it's just a prime location right here.
And the thing about this area is, just like San Juan, parking is limited all over this area.
The whole city.
Yeah, so it's just common, it's known. And so, but we do have things that, solutions for parking and things like that.
Yeah. We're kind of on, this would be level 1, right, for us?
Yeah.
So the first units are down here.
Yeah.
But a couple of these aren't units. These are going to be like office or storage, right?
Right.
Because there's no window.
Right. Well, we'll be putting windows in these.
Okay.
We'll
adding windows.
Yeah, adding windows to these 2 units, which are actually units with huge showers and things like that.
These are part of the 22?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 22 full units.
Yep.
Different mixes with beds and stuff.
Correct.
But if you count the roof, we're going to be five floors?
5 floors on the rooftop.
Floors. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. So then let's get an idea. We'll check out some of the rooms.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay.
Right.
But our goal here is to finish this rehab in the next 2-3 months.
Yep.
And
the reason we can do that is because we have the manpower. I know in Puerto Rico it's been known to be a major problem. That's where I came in and I really focused on that. I heard you and I said, well, there's got to be a solution.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, that's one way I can add value to investors. I mean, if we needed 20 guys here in a week, we could have 20 guys here that are really skilled and good. That helps the project move along.
Yeah, definitely. Pedro, you've been a massive solution to that because 2-3 guys here, going along, it'd take forever. And our plan is once we close, even before then, we're going to come in already and just really
we've already been working the last 3 weeks with our guys.
Yeah, so we're heading in that direction. So all right, cool. Well, let's check out some of the rooms then.
Oh yeah.
Was this glass before?
This was glass.
Yeah. But you don't want to see in the units.
Yeah. But so what they're doing is you can find a vacant unit, an empty unit.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get the idea.
Okay, whatever.
But you can see they're not real big. The idea here isn't that you're in your room hanging out. We're trying to get people outside, doing the amenities. You got all the cool stuff going on.
Right. And this is one of the smaller rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the smallest rooms.
I mean, high ceilings.
Yep.
Windows are a little high from how they place them, but
it's
just kind of
old building. And
and you got the room here, and then you got the bathroom. So there's your bathroom. And that's it. Now,
whatever.
And then this is like a built-in closet for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This was there.
I don't know, something.
Here, we're at the top of these stairs, kind of where it's like mazes through the building. And then we'll put a mural of a door right here. And in the door, you'll have a scenery from like Alice in the Wonderland type thing. It'll be an open door. So you got the yellow door that goes with the yellow room.
Okay.
That's kind of what they're doing. It's pretty cool. Hey, you'll be staying in Tiger Lily. You'll be staying in Daisy. You'll be staying in whatever this room is called.
Violet.
Violet.
So this is an idea of what a finished room would look like.
This was their vision, and so we can, which is cool because it's really going with that 1920s Alice in Wonderland theme. And so this is kind of what, we're looking for: comfort, nice showers, nice bathrooms, which will be nice. And
this could take a mini split too, maybe.
Right.
If you wanted to get rid of
this. We could put a mini split in here. Funky, right?
Little sink here and this little shower.
Yeah. So this is one of the smallest. Nice.
So we could do a big mural on this wall, and that would make it really unique too.
Unique, exactly.
Because that's going to be Instagrammable.
Totally, and that's the thing that's going on in Puerto Rico. It's all about having, a lot of art on the wall, one wall, picking the wall, and putting some artwork on it.
Yeah.
What's cool is when you add like monsteras to the artwork and stuff like that. That kind of gives it a nice touch, like plant murals and things like that are really cool.
Walls usually too, right?
Yeah, this would be the bed wall.
Okay. So you'd have your TV on this wall, and then you can decorate.
Did you guys do this?
So
nice.
So check this out. It's kind of some built-in storage.
So this will have a wall all the way up.
Okay.
5 of them. I got 4 guys here.
Okay. Walker, let's go upstairs.
So this is where it gets fun. More fun.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Back there, there's our 2 suites back here. We would have this unit here. We can check it out later, but this is a full apartment with a kitchen. And then here's another unit where we can do another big room. If we want to do a bunkhouse here, kind of like a hostel style room, we could put six built-in bunks.
Which is what we originally thought.
Right. Now we're really kind of reconsidering that, and then maybe just do a suite in here.
You should make the entire up floor just one room.
I mean, if we did that,
we have
Pedro,
2. Yeah.
Could we open this and make that the kitchen, and like open this wall up open?
And then this bathroom.
We only have 1 bathroom, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the idea, ¿cómo se puede hacer 2 baños aquí? ¿Se puede? He's saying you can.
So the goal would be put a sink right here to wash your hands, sink right here to wash your hands, put a wall down the middle here, toilet, and the door's right here. So you'd open the door. It'd feel like a public stall, right? You'd come in and toilet, that one.
Yep.
Because this is all going to be like a rooftop bar. So
Yeah, we want to
bathrooms.
stick to that kind of really funky theme in these bathrooms, like just crazy little tiles. Like we could do some kind of funky stuff in those. We feature a chef once a week, local chefs to the island, and then or we just kind of do a really cool theme, tapas, lounge, food, and do a what do they call it? Ceramic pizza oven up top.
Okay, and this will just be hangout area?
This would be just lounge. Now we don't want to go formal seating, like, oh, we've got these tables. We kind of want to just do like a really cool, maybe avant-garde lounge area with couches and tables, and you just eat off the table. So this is called Smoke and Mirrors. So our bar will be here, and it'll have a rooftop, and there's water and electrical here, and it'll come out to like right about here. And then all along this wall, we'll have a tabletop going all the way across. There'll be no tables. It'll just be
standing?
A bar top with a stool.
Oh, stool.
That goes
okay.
underneath, and you just pull it out to sit and whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like a metal stool type thing.
So you can get your food over there, or
Yep.
right here, and stop. And you can hang out here.
Hang out here, have a drink, whatever.
And go up there.
Yeah, and so like here, we can do something kind of cool here, where we do like a little plant wall with like the neon lettering that's very common and typical here in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And then we could put a swing under here, you know, one of those like egg swings.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could put like an egg swing, boom, put it right there.
For hanging out, okay.
I
And
fell
then-
off this roof right here.
Which one?
Right here.
You fell off of that?
Fell off of that. Just from the top. I was on the ledge and pow, on my back. Robert said it looked like I was floating. That was fun. Yeah.
But you'd pull it back to here?
Yeah, so we have this idea because, again, our demographic is catered to a younger demographic, but we could do like a rope swing that swings out over and comes back, and, you know, it'd be run obviously at certain times and certain hours and managed, but that's kind of
Swing out
one
over
of the
the road.
ideas. Yeah. The other idea is to have a telescope here, you know, which is really cool because at nighttime this is just amazing. To see the moon and the stars is fascinating. And then these will be sanded down and finished, and they'll line this wall right here, and then they'll have wire go through, you know, underneath.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is where it's at.
Yeah.
So the idea is to build the swimming pool right here and have, it's only going to be about 30 inches high. So we'll have a deck built up on 3 sides, this side, and that side. And then you kind of just like, you can sit here, you can sit in the pool, you have a drink, and you're kind of hanging out, and it's just more of a soaking thing. And it'll just go flat about 30 inches to the edge here, and then it'll taper up. And then now it'll have an infinity edge onto the side, and it'll spill over and then refilter in.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And then we can
this'll
have
get
seating
railing.
everywhere else.
This railing will go all the way around.
Yep.
And then same thing, kind of tables up here and
Yeah,
stuff?
we
or-
thought about putting the like the pizza oven type of thing in the corner. It's really cool, chill, easy, done. And then we kind of have this all this area for seating.
But you can see, if you look around here, all of these people are going to know about this the minute
Everybody.
it's open.
I mean, there's thousands of people that live there.
Yeah.
That is right there, millions of dollars worth of Ciudadela. They came in, and it's really, really nice. The ones with like the green on it. But anyways, yeah, everybody can see, so it's
like,
really cool.
It's like walking distance.
Yeah, during the day on a nice, well, today's a little bit cloudy in the distance, but typically you can see the mountains and things like that. It's really cool. It has those brackets. Did you see that building?
Get more bodies in here, it's more revenue. These are the people that are gonna more likely, you're gonna get money off of every person.
Yeah.
It's like Vegas, right? You get them in there and then you need to make extra money on those
Sure,
people.
sure.
So you actually want, the more people in the hotel, the better.
Okay, so I'm back in my home office here, and what I want to do is I want to take a minute and really explain the financials. I want to explain the financials of why this hotel is such an amazing deal, and I want to explain how I financed this property and am purchasing this hotel for virtually zero down, almost zero down, not entirely, but almost, with creative financing. So I want to do those two things. So first, let's talk about the financials of this property. This here is what we're calling a pro forma. Now, a pro forma is just the expected income and expenses, the expected profit. Because the hotel is vacant right now, we don't really know how it's going to perform. So what we do is we take some reasonable assumptions and we put that together and create a profit and loss statement, basically. So this is the Looking Glass Hotel, and on the first side here, we're going to talk about all of the revenue potential. So if you look here, there's a breakdown of different bed sizes, because a hotel you charge differently by the room and what the amenities of the room are. So we got some queen beds, some king beds, we've got a queen and a bunk bed, a bunk house, we got a 2-bed shared bathroom, and we have like an apartment style room. So there's a mix of different types of units here, totaling 22. Now, what we do here is we have an average daily rate. So the average daily rate means considering high season, slow season, if we were to average out how much you get per night per room, these are the numbers. So for example, a queen bed, we've got at $99. So you can see here, this is a very affordable type of hotel. The idea here is to attract, like we talked about in the video, a younger demographic, more of a budget type of person that's gonna love the experience of the Looking Glass with the restaurant and the bar and being in the prime location of nightlife. That's what we're going for. So it's not a high-end, $500 a night type of place. It's a $99 a night type of room. And so when you look at the mix here, you've got your average daily rate, you've got your number of rooms at that average daily rate, then you've got the potential gross revenue, and then we have to factor in a vacancy. So with a hotel or even Airbnb, any type of hospitality, you have to factor in some vacancy. So we have a 68% occupancy rate in our pro forma. Now that's super reasonable. There's a boutique hotel just down the road that's a little bigger than ours that's really fun, and they operate much higher. They're at like an 80 to 90%. So we're going 68% occupancy or a 32% vacancy. That gives a $337 estimated daily revenue based on that mix. So if you go through all of the different rooms, this has a daily rate after vacancy of $2,030. So that daily times 30 days in a month is going to come to $61,740. So that's our gross revenue. This thing should be pulling in $61,000 once we're fully at capacity, like renovated, ready to go, doors open. Now, there's other additional income from this hotel. Remember, we've got Abracadabra is the restaurant. They've been there 10 years. Their rent is getting raised from $2,000 to $4,000, so they rent the space at the bottom. So there's another $4,000 in rent income from the restaurant. And the bar that we're going to put at the top, we've done some conservative numbers on what a bar type of income looks like with something like this. And it's basically going to come to about $15,000 a month in revenue from drinks and about close to $2,000 in revenue from food. Now we've got a lot of different ideas. We may kill that. This is very conservative. We've got some other ideas that maybe we can bring in a lot more revenue. But that's kind of where we're at right now, giving this a total of $82,774 as gross or total revenue monthly. Now, we've got expenses, right? So then you flip this over and you look at the expense columns. We're going to have maintenance and repairs, right? We're going to have a cleaning crew. We're going to have room necessities. This is upgrading things in the room, a new nightstand or whatever it might be, lamps. We've got our front desk manager. We're going to have a person that's going to be on site at this hotel managing this project. We've already interviewed 3 or 4 people, and that's about $4,000 a month for the front desk. We've got some security to make sure that the place is safe and people feel comfortable there. There's going to be utilities. There's marketing expenses to advertise for the hotel and fees you pay on sites to like booking fees. We've got capital improvements. You always have things that are ongoing that you're going to be working on. Then there's insurance, and then we've got a really great miscellaneous category of $4,000 for just things that you don't expect that come up. So that gives us a $32,550 a month expense in our pro forma, which is about 39% of our gross revenue. Great numbers to be at. That means if you look at our estimated net operating income. This would be called gross operating income. So it's the income after revenue and operating expenses, not counting financing, not counting debt service or any of that. So that gives us a $50,000 a month net operating income, meaning this hotel standalone, as a standalone asset, has a $50,000 a month or $600,000 a year, $602,000 a year annual net operating income. Now, cap rate is interesting because what cap rate says is a cap rate, maybe you've heard that term before, very common in commercial and multifamily. Cap rate is basically the return on investment on the gross operating income. So for example, if you don't count any debt, like no financing, no payments on loans, just the revenue of $602,000, if an investor wanted to make a 10% return. So if $600,000 was the return on investment at 10%, that means the asset would be worth $6 million, because if you invested $6 million in this hotel and it was kicking out $600,000, that would be a 10% return. That is phenomenal, right? All in at a 20 cap, a 20% return on investment would be all in on the purchase at $3 million. I'm buying this all in with rehab, everything up and going for about 2.5, 2.6 million. So we're at over a 20 cap rate on this project. I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, that's phenomenal, this asset, that it's got an over 20% cap rate. Now we've got to prove it, we've got to do it. But again, we've got very conservative numbers here. So the other thing I want to throw in here now is our principal and interest, our debt, because my goal is to be 100% leveraged on this property, meaning I don't have much of my money at all into the project. So our plan right now is we've got creative financing. I'll talk about that, but that's a short-term solution. The long-term solution is I'm going to refinance with an SBA loan. And we've talked to the Small Business Administration. They want to see me season out the hotel, meaning operate it, show operating income for about 2 years. So I show them 2 years of financials, 2 years of operating income, and they'll do a refinance at a 5% on a 20-year AM, and that's an 80% loan to value. So as long as this appraises for 3.1 million, they'll do a refinance loan for 2.5, which would allow me to get out of my short-term financing, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I got a really great plan. You never go into a project without clearly understanding your entry into the project and your exit. How am I getting out of this project? In this case, the exit would be long-term financing and keep the hotel and cash flow it forever, right? Right now, that's the plan. So real quickly, I did a 30-year amortization, not a 20-year, so this may be a little bit off. But at 5% on a 30-year on a $2.5 million loan, that would be about a $15,000 a month payment or $180,000 a year in loan servicing, right, in debt servicing. If I take my $602,000 net operating income, I back out my financing cost of $180,000. This project, after everything, 100% financed, meaning I don't really have any of my own money into the deal. This will kick out a $422,000 annual income. And that's after all expenses, after debt service. That's net in my pocket, $422,000 with conservative numbers. That means investors like to look at their cash on cash return, meaning if I get into this project and I've got my own money into down payment and improvements and other things, what kind of return does my cash make? Leveraging other people's debt is one type of return on investment, right? What is it making overall? But what is my cash on cash return? And in this case, it would be 100%. It would be infinite, because when I do my refinance, I'm going to be all the money out and none of my own money into the deal anymore. So that would be an infinite cash on cash return because I have no cash into the deal, right? Okay, now let's talk about my creative financing structure, how I got into this deal. So it was really interesting because the sellers that we approached to buy this project, they had existing debt in place. And initially, we were going to do subject to and then also seller financing. We were going to do a hybrid of subject to and a second position loan. And I'll walk you through that if that's confusing. So the price that we talked about initially was 2.5 million. But they had a loan in place of 1.25 million in a first position loan, but it was a very short-term loan with a hard money lender. It was a 1-year loan, and they were already a couple months in. So there were like 10 months remaining on this loan. Well, I want a 3-year structure on creative financing because remember, SBA to do a refinance wants 2 years, and I need another year as a buffer just to be safe. So I need a 3-year structure on my initial entry into the deal. And I couldn't do that if the first position loan was 1 year, because in 1 year that loan would be due. So I didn't want to be in a deal where I would have to pay back that 1.25 that would be coming due in less than a year. So I needed a 3-year structure, but we couldn't do that with a 1-year first position loan. So here's what we did. I went to that lender and I said, look, I want your financing, but I can't do 1 year. I need 3 years. So what we ended up working out with that lender was we would basically replace me in that same loan, same dollar amount, 1.25, take out those existing investors, basically pay off that loan, and they would do the identical loan with me, but give me 3 years. So I basically replaced their 1-year loan, got them paid off, right? I could have come into the loan and been added to the loan with them, then they'd still be on there and they could have changed the terms, but it was just easier to take out that loan and put a new loan in place. So now what we're doing is we're doing a new first position loan of 1.25. It's a 0 down loan, so I'm not bringing any down payment money. I've got to pay some closing fees and stuff, but it's basically a 0 down first position loan of 1.25 million. Well, there's a lot of equity. Remember, the price is 2.6 is the price, 2.6. So the second position loan with the investors, the seller carry part, is for another 1.25 in a second position seller carry loan, and I'm giving them $100,000 down. So you take 2.6 million, 100,000 down to them, a first position loan of 1.25, a second position loan of 1.25 in the form of a seller finance or seller carryback with the investors. Now I told the investors, I said, look, I don't want to start making you a payment on your second position loan, the seller carry, which is that's their upside profit, right? They're willing to wait to get this big $1 million payout, and they're willing to sit and wait and be patient for me to turn around this asset, refinance it with long-term debt, and then pay them off. So it's really awesome because we worked out where we've got basically a 0%, 0 down, or 0%, 0 payments for a little while. Then there's going to be year 3 would be interest only payments for a little bit. Now I hope to not even make it to year 3. That's very motivating for me to not make it to year 3 because I'll have to start paying interest to my second position loan. So it's smart that we have that in there because if we do go into year 3, they're going to start making some interest on their note, and it gets me really hopped up to try to get my refinance done before that happens, before year 3. So it gives me kind of some urgency to get in and out of the deal as fast as I can with my long-term financing. So it's a fascinating structure because it's allowing me to get into this project for not totally 0 down because I'm giving 100,000 down, but if you think about it, that's pretty low down payment capital into this amazing hotel project using creative financing. Again, I'm doing a first position at 1.25 with a lender. I'm doing a second position carryback loan with the sellers for another 1.25, giving them $100,000 down to put the whole deal together. I'll have some closing fees and some other things, but almost a 0 down type of structure to get into this deal. And for now, I'm a flipper, so who knows what the future looks like. But for now, I want to just hold on to this asset. There's one more super amazing part that I did not talk about yet, and that is the tax credit. So Puerto Rico offers a tax credit for hospitality type of projects. Hospitality they count as 7 units or more. So this hotel qualifies, and the reason why is Puerto Rico wants more tourism. They're under capacity in hotels and bed and breakfast, Airbnb type things. So because this project qualifies, there's a big tax credit that Puerto Rico, the tourism department, is going to give us. So there's a couple $100,000 that is going to be released over the next couple of years. They don't release it all up front, all at once. They release it in what they call tranches. But on top of all of this amazingness, there's also those tax incentives. There's an opportunity zone. And so there's just amazing benefits with this project on top of the really low down creative finance structure. So I hope that made sense. If not, go back and kind of rewatch that again and really try to get your head around how creative financing works. What's amazing is I've got another project, I'll do some videos about it as well, that's a very similar structure using creative financing. So a lot of times we think that, you know, these big hotel projects like this, or, you know, other types of commercial or multifamily, even single family, that it requires, you know, a lot of capital, a lot of connections, a lot of money and down payments and all of these things. And it really doesn't if you just get creative. This deal almost fell apart because we really ran into a big snag with that first position lender on his 1-year loan. And so we were just not really figuring this out. And finally, I sat down with the existing lender and I said, listen, why can't you just take them out? Why can't we just pay that loan off, move those investors out, they're no longer liable for the loan, and just give me a new loan? You've already underwrote the asset, you already appraised it, you know the project, you know everything. And so they said, you know what, Jerry, let's take a look at you. So they took a look at me, they loved me, meaning my financials, they loved my history, some of the things that I've done. So I proved myself, and they said, we are at such a low loan to value at 1.25 on this project that we will replace that loan. We'll allow you to come into a new loan with us with no money down. So it all worked out in the end, and we close here in a few days, and it's going to be an amazing project. I'll keep you posted. We'll keep doing videos. It's going to be really fun what we do to kind of create this really fun, you know, Instagram worthy type project. And hope you found this video helpful to understand this process a lot more. I'll see you on the next video.